All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to fourth episode of India Money Live. Today, again, we will be covering some hot stories which you will be interested in. And with me, Dhanesh, joining in from Mumbai, enjoying rainfall, or are you still using those rainfall futures contract which we discussed last weekend, I believe? What's the update there?
The futures contracts are up 20%, and we have received one of the highest rainfall in the last few years in just 3 days of July.
So I think I believe we gave information about the rainfall features at the right time. Like the breakout in we say like spirit of Mumbai, or the breakout of rainfall just happened, I believe.
We caught the bottom just 3 days late.
Cool. And just requesting everyone, like if there is any glitch or some issue with the stream, do let us know. It will be big help from your end. At the same time, we are just sharing our live stream, so allow us maybe 5 odd seconds to get this done. So.
I think we can begin.
Yeah, I just made a typo, I believe, in live stream. I just mentioned it as third episode, but yeah, we are doing the fourth episode anyways. Looking forward to interact with everyone, and we will be having special guests also, so stay tuned for that. First story of the weekend, like Tanish, you should start, I believe.
So I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone, but the first story is
cool. So what's happening? Second life, rebirth, or what? What's happening here?
So do you know why it's called the second life of Vedanta?
I don't know. I mean, I don't believe in second life and all, but such things do happen in markets. Some turnaround or what?
It's not a turnaround, but actually Vedanta in 2020 or 2021 was on the process of getting delisted actually from the market, where they were saying we want to buy back all the shares from the public retail investors and institutions and have full control of the company and remove it from the stock exchange. No more trading of Vedanta shares. And look at it today, we have 5 companies of Vedanta listed as on 3rd July.
So, and I think the stocks are also doing pretty well. It's a pretty old company. I used to read about it. I think these guys bought, I believe, this Hindustan Zinc or something in early 2000, and that was I would say rebirth, or you can say first birth, or whatever, like entry of Vedanta into becoming big company, or you can say a large cap or a giant kind of story began from there. Like I think Hindustan Zinc used to be government of India company, I believe, and these guys acquired it or bought some stakes in early 2000. And since then, they have been building some boring and tough businesses. And it used to be packed in one stock earlier, but now we have, now we can buy stakes in individual businesses.
So that's what they say. Like Anil Agarwal, the promoter, took one messy conglomerate, which was India's one of the largest mining and metals company, and split into 5 cleaner stories. And now it tells the market to decide whether the 5 stories are valued more than the single story that was there earlier.
Yeah, and just for the audience, like, could you explain what are these companies?
So to explain it very simply, Vedanta demerged into 5 separate listed entities. A demerger is basically like a split bit of different segments or subsidiaries of a company, where in this case, the shareholders, if you owned 1 share of Vedanta, you received 1 share of 4 other companies, which was already part of the entire group, which is Vedanta Aluminium, Vedanta Power, Vedanta Oil and Gas, and Vedanta Iron and Steel. And all of them got listed separately on 15th of June 2026.
Fine. So it's like there was basket or a black box, which was having a lot of things. And now Vedanta believes it's time to unlock what's inside this black box. I would say gray box, maybe not exactly black box. They used to share, I mean, what sort of business they are doing, but now they have, unlocked this gray box and like gave birth to these entities. So one can buy a stake in whatever business they like rather than just buying the entire box. That's the thing which is happening here, I believe, right?
So like to explain a bit of the concept of demerger, so like people usually spin off a part of equal part of the business or a smaller segment of the business to unlock value. So the entire concept is of value unlocking, where you decide that maybe the one loss making unit or one bad segment of the business is affecting the entire group, and then the market doesn't give it the right valuations and right treatment, so you bet on that. Example, a loss making company is removed a segment, the profitable company will be valued way higher, and the value
Right.
unlocking happens.
Right. I think we saw this in the case of SanDisk also. So just to tell you, like SanDisk just got listed, I think last year only in the US market, and I will get the details in a while. So like we know SanDisk is a brand for a while now, but it was not available for you to buy. Like there was holding company which was Western Digital. They listed SanDisk as a independent business, and it was listed in Feb 2025. So as you said, sometime market does not value entire group, but just one portion of that business, or like let's assume a holding company is running 10 businesses, but one is something which markets want, or people want to buy that business and not really worry about the 9 other businesses. So this is what has happened with SanDisk actually. And when like exactly, I will share in a while, like after listing, SanDisk went up 46x like in just like from Feb 2025. That's just 16 odd months. And the good part is the holding company also owns some portion still in the SanDisk, so that also went up. So yeah, so this is happening here. So
So
I mean,
if you
this is a
see, even in
here.
India, it's been very common, like demergers. When there's a season of demergers, everyone wants to demerge. We have had Kamdhenu, where they demerged Kamo Paints. We had Aarti Industries demerging Aarti Pharma Labs. We also had Geo Finance as a demerger, where every Reliance shareholder got Geo Finance. And even the larger groups like Piramal also demerged the Piramal Pharma segment. So it's not a new thing that is happening at these large group levels also.
So can we say like these business houses just try to time what's happening in the world, or is it just due to compliance, or like from SanDisk case, seems like they timed it really well. I mean, memory super cycle played out, so they really timed it well in that case.
But in India, it's not that easy, because the downside, like when it doesn't work very bad. Like I remember Piramal Pharma, when it listed, it went down 50% in a matter of few months after listing. So it's the same concept, right? Because the new institutions and all, they end up selling these other parts of the business which they don't want to own, or they're not even allowed to own sometimes because of the smaller size or larger size. So sometimes due to a lot of other factors, the performance may not be like a SanDisk.
Fair enough. I think one more company which people are waiting is ITC. ITC is a group of a lot of businesses. I think they did it, like they recently
ITC
listed
hotels.
their hotels business, but they still have a lot of businesses in that one stock. People are used to buy. I don't know, there are so many shareholders for ITC even right now, but they used to buy like someday ITC will be listing these individual business, and then real value unlocking will be there in case of ITC. But at the moment they have listed ITC hotels only, so let's see what happens in that case. But I would like to add one thing, like let's check the performance of these individual businesses. I think it's been just 20 odd days. I think these guys listed in mid of June, I think. So you can see Vedanta Power went up 15th of June. Vedanta Power is up 11%. Vedanta Oil and Gas is up 18%. And if you really believe these are good returns in 15 odd days or 20 odd days, you need to see what Vedanta Iron and Steel is doing. these guys are up 92%. And one disappointment, Vedanta Aluminium Metal, it's down 6 odd percent. So anyone
And
who bought this on
Vedanta
15 June,
Aluminium is the largest portion of this entire group.
yeah. So anyone who blindly just just believed in this theory, like, okay, this is the day value gonna unlock now. Let's buy every stock. They are sitting on good gains, I think.
So there was actually a trick to do it, right? There was a SEBI regulation that all of them will be in T2T segment category
Right.
under surveillance till 11 or 12 days. And on the 12th day, they started hitting circuits. So Vedanta Power and oil and gas especially. So because now the institutions are allowed to be active and there'll be intraday trading and volume coming in. So yeah, people have made a lot of money here. And I think it's probably just the start.
And I believe even if some people were not able to buy a fresh position on 15 June, but like whatever was the cutoff date or record date, if somebody was just holding Vedanta or just wanted to play it, those guys are sitting on good gains, I believe.
But one thing I want to clear, actually, here I saw a lot of people saying, Vedanta Oil and Gas, the cost of acquisition after the split up is around 160 and it listed at 40. So it's going to be 4x. So that is actually not the right way to look at it, because in a demerger, it is a mathematical tax metric used to calculate capital gains. So the port that is allocated is not according to the fair market value or the stock price. It's based on the book value of assets of the company. So people assuming that it's going to go to 160 or Vedanta Iron is going to go to 88 because that's the cost of acquisition, it doesn't work that way.
Cool. I think those guys are just, some guys are really good at Excel, but they struggle in real markets. That's one of the case.
Yeah.
Fine. Cool. Would love to add one more thing. You mentioned that Vedanta was trying to delist themselves. So would like to explain this. Yeah. So as Dhanesh mentioned that in 2020, founder Anil Agarwal attempted to take Vedanta Group private at a valuation of 32,000 crore. So I think those days Vedanta used to trade in double digits, somewhere around 80 or something. And in 2020, anyways, COVID crash happened. There was not a lot of recovery. So, Vedanta founder said, like, this is the time to take all shares and make this private company, like just delist from the exchanges, right? And he offered everyone, like, he is ready to buy at 87 rupee per share. But now what happened next? I think some regulation is there, like they needed vote in the favor of this proposal from 134 crore shares. But only 125 crore vote came in the favor of this proposal. And funnily enough, one company which everyone hates, policyholders and the shareholders, LIC actually saved everyone. And I will explain you how. LIC owns somewhere around 6%, I mean, in those days. And they said, look, we are ready to sell you entire company or whatever stake we own, but the price will be 320 per share. And this was like, Anil Agarwal was offering 87 and they said, look, it will be 320. And this, obviously, when such kind of institution is saying, like this is the fair value, and the fair value is like almost 4 times of what is being offered, anyways, whoever was in the favor of this proposal will think twice. Let's assume LIC is wrong in calculating fair value, but how wrong can they be? I mean, let's assume they are wrong by 100%. So they will reduce the value. I mean, it will be 160 again anyways, right? And then that delisting failed. So at that time, the group was valued at 32,000 crore. And at the moment, Vedanta Group is valued at 3,37,000 crore. So that's almost 10x the group has gained in last 6 odd years. So I would say Anil Agarwal was trying a great trade. Maybe he saw this super cycle in commodities or whatever, but it just didn't work out in his favor, and it worked out in shareholders' favor for sure.
So that's what people were skeptical, right? Everyone who was preaching about corporate governance and how promoter doesn't care about minority holders are now celebrating demergers of 5 company office. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
But it was interesting case for sure. I mean, in 6 years, 32,000 crores to 3,37,000 crores. He was trying to time it really well for sure. And one more
He
thing,
actually
like
wanted to get the entire benefit of the upcycle that he was expecting, because he's been a veteran in the entire industry. So he thought might as well take the other 51%, if I'm not wrong, and that also with debt, already very high debt, and he didn't want minority shareholders to come in his plans. So
it's as I said, like it's a company with boring and large scale businesses, and those businesses are not like, you will be coding from your office and just AC and all. It involves, oil and gas, power business, aluminium, silver, those kind of things. Like those are really hard businesses. They don't make profit from day one, and those things actually require a lot of investment. So even right now Vedanta is holding a lot of debt. Even in Adani case, I think the way they do business, it's using debt only, because they are also into some boring and large scale businesses. So that's been the case. And we got certain messages. Hi Manish, thanks for joining in. Hi Aman. Keep it coming. I mean, it helps, and keep your queries also coming. And if you feel there is some feedback for us, we would be happy to take it from your end. Cool. I think we should move on to the next story.
Yeah, I think which is going to be Sumit's favorite one of the day.
Let's see. So everyone is just being bearish on India, and they are like, where is bull run? Everything has been bearish. There is no bull run, but there is one such bull run going all over the country, and we are talking about whey protein. It used to be such a stigma kind of thing, probably 5 years ago, but now it's cool. Even your 45-year-old, 50-year-old, uncle is also in support of taking whey protein, doing some biohacking or health maxing trends and all. Everybody, like, that's a good trend. I would say everybody is doing these high rocks. Some people are into running, some are hitting gym. This is going viral across the country, and whey protein is one of the things which is booming because of all these trends, because these activities requires recovery in your body, obviously, when you are sweating out in such activities. And whey protein is a supplement which helps you to grow muscles or maintain them. So that's one thing which has been going on. And
it's actually been the latest super trend in India. If you go to see, like, a lot of new startups have gone reaching hundreds of crores of revenue, like Super U, because whey protein, like I say, is like graduating from a very niche bodybuilder target audience to a mainstream nutrition and functional food for everyone, even the vegetarians of India. And that widens the base across the country, with especially with vegetarians, because they are known to lack protein intake in their daily diets. Like they say, I think 73% of Indians consume less than 60 to 70 grams of protein per day, because your dals and that do not provide you enough protein. So it's got a big change in the entire industry.
So like, I am from Haryana, and Haryana is known for producing wrestlers, Olympians, and athletes kind of folks, right? And we have this diet, taking too much milk in our diet. That's pretty normal for us, curds and lassi and all. So when I hadn't seen other states, or I haven't met people from other region, I used to think like, everybody drinks a lot of milk, right? Because milk contains a lot of protein and fats also. So, but that's not the case. And I saw a graphic somewhere that what so many states of India, I think except Punjab, Haryana, and some portion of Rajasthan, everybody is struggling with this lactose intolerance. They can't consume milk. And if you are a vegetarian, your protein option just goes down if you are not able to digest milk, right? So like, Just to break down what is whey protein. Whey protein is a fast digesting protein which is naturally found in dairy, and these companies extract it from the milk, and you can actually take it to complete your protein requirements. So that's the concept of whey protein. In I would say tier 2 cities, people still call it powder or those kind of thing, and it is not steroid, it's just a supplement, right? So, and to break down furthermore, we would like to invite one of the guests here. Just allow us a second. Yeah. So, all right. So to break it down further and better than us, because we are not full-time fitness, people, we have a special guest with us, Tejas Kulkarni, joining us. He's co-founder of TEKK, which is a protein brand, and he will be explaining us what's going on in the industry and why this bull run is happening across the India, or what sort of demands are there in India. So, hi Tejas, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Hope you both are well.
All
Yeah,
good. How are you?
I'm audible, right?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. I'm good. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. Yes.
So, how
So,
does it feel to be in industry which is going through bull run while stock market people are actually struggling?
so the bull run has its positives and also its negatives. The thing is, whey protein is made from milk, but you actually get whey is in milk, but you actually get whey from cheese. So whey is a byproduct of cheese, and in
Hmm.
India, cheese production is very low. There
Okay.
are maybe 4 or 5 players who make whey at scale in India. That's about it.
Okay.
And two of them are very well known, and others are very small. I mean, they do. I don't think any of the brands go for their made whey. And approximately 80 to 90% whey in India comes from abroad.
But
So
Okay. So
Tejas,
we
I have
import it.
yeah, we
so
import it.
aren't we the largest milk producer in the world?
Yeah, we are. It's
We
a
have Amul.
paradox. Amul is one of them. So
Okay.
the other companies, they don't produce whey. So all of us, even us, we are basically people who import whey, raw whey, add flavors, package it, and sell.
All right. All right. So that's a
So
trend which is normalized in India for all the whey protein
yeah,
companies.
it's in many countries the same. So the bull run is not actually just in India; it's actually global. So
Hmm.
the protein bull run is a global bull run, and the amount of people who use whey has drastically increased in the last 2 years. Now, this is not a verified data point, but approximately 40 million new whey protein users have been there in just America. So just America has 40 million
Okay.
new whey users. And there are two reasons attributed to it. One is, of course, the awareness, the health part of it. And secondly, the use of GLP-1.
Right. I think people have
So
realized the benefits of low body fat and healthy nutrition even in America. And I think in India the notions have been broken, like relating way to powder and steroids.
it's
So the
it's in
most
fact,
content,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, please.
yeah, I think the people who talk about it, the content around it, social media has played a role, and the way it has been marketed. Also, earlier it was a very small market in India. We was like, I don't even think it touched around 5,000 or 6,000 crores like 5 years back. So right now it's not that big yet, even though we see it on social media and it has gone mainstream. I think uh, the way it can grow is pretty huge, but the thing is the cost is an issue. And right now all major brands that we know, including us, are dependent on imported raw whey, and the raw whey price dictates how we take the product forward.
So if you had to attribute like two, three main factors for the increase in whey price, so one would be USD INR? What would the other main factors be? Because you're largely importing it, that has caused this
So
bull run.
last 6 months have been due to war. The oil and energy prices have been a big contributor. But even before the war, right now how it works is whatever whey gets produced in Europe, it comes to India, and it's like a backward looking thing. So what prices in Europe were there in January, we get those around April and May. And
Okay.
if there is shortage of whey protein, especially European whey protein is, I think, the biggest right now. If you look at it, Europe supplies to other countries also. Even the Middle East and Southeast Asia is dependent on Europe, not just India. So whatever prices of European whey were in January will be hit around April and May. And there is a global shortage of whey. It's not just an India specific thing. Even suppliers of even European suppliers who supply to America and other countries are also facing that issue. And the nature of whey is such that this industry, when you want to make new whey, it takes a lot of time. It's a very high capex business. And even if you want to add new, factories, and it takes a few years for the whey production to actually keep up. And it's a cheese byproduct, right? So if you want to make more whey, you need to make more cheese, and the supply yield is very small. So it's, I think, less than 10%. So 1,000 liters of milk, you get less than 10% of that as whey.
But for them, the cost will be almost zero, right? It's a byproduct in a way, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the cost is lower in Europe, but by the time that European whey hits India, it's not just the transport; it's also the duty,
Right.
and so it becomes much
Hmm.
more expensive. So
Fine,
India
and then you
probably
have
has
to
the highest cost.
promote it also.
Yeah.
So many costs. But I remember one thing when I was in college and I started taking whey protein. There used to be, I used to receive pocket money, and so those days whey concentrate protein used to cost somewhere around 2,200, 2,300. Uh, Probably those ranges, or maybe even cheaper. But there used to be one option which was raw whey. I mean, it was unflavored, and stigma was so huge when I bought it. I think it cost me 1,400 or something for 1 kg. Unflavored thing, absolutely tough thing to consume. I bought it because it saves money, but like I had to hide it from parents because there was a stigma attached to it. Like whatever you take to supplement your body when you are hitting gym and all, it used to be related to steroids and all. Like it just affects your body, or there can be some risk and all. But it's insane. Like at the moment, whatever we see ads, or the average consumer, it's just not athletes, it's just not young people. Even in the age, as I said, 35 to 50, 55, these guys are also trusting. And to convert such guys, I mean, young people are very easy to, they are ready to experiment things. But I believe so many companies have done a fabulous job in converting this tough category to pro protein. That's one of the win, I believe, for India.
Yeah. Awareness has increased, education has increased. So I think that has been a good thing. Everyone needs protein. India needs protein. Just that the sources we will have to be really careful about. So the whey is becoming very, very expensive. So I feel yeast and plant-based protein will get more popularity. And now, again, this is a wild guess. I believe lab-made whey 5 years or 10 years down the line will also get very popular. And
Okay,
whey
that's
production in itself is very expensive, and even if we compare it, even if for Europe it is cheap, but for them it is still kind of an expense. And it's an environmental thing also that maybe future in the next 10 years they will consider. But I believe lab made whey can be a solution. It's just a guess. I don't know how the studies will come out.
fine. And like one more thing I want to ask, like if raw whey prices are just rising globally, like how are companies managing it? Are they increasing their price? Like, do they have enough control over the market at the moment? Because you know, India is a country, as I said, it used to be a stigma, and then
Yeah.
suddenly whether people will be accepting such hikes. Will they be ready to accept it? Like I see when government increase the fuel price, people just don't like it, right? So what's happening in this case, and how companies or how entire industry are working to tackle this thing?
So always whey protein has been a low profit margin business. It's a volume business. It's a low profit margin business. So when raw material prices increase, companies have to increase the price to the customer. So I mean, it's the negative of the bull run, if we can say that. So the amount of people who are ready to pay for whey at 1,000 rupees premium for the same product is less. So the hit will be there, of course. Those who are extremely into fitness, extremely passionate about optimizing the minute things, who are full into health maxing and have a lot of disposable income, tier one, tier two cities, they might still continue. But those with a tighter budget and those who are just taking it for health, they might switch to other forms. And whey prices are not gonna come down back to how they were pre 2026 anytime soon, unless there is a drastic change in India's manufacturing or some other country really expands capacity really fast and they import it or they export it to India. But
But
in
what
India,
about plant protein and other forms of protein then being the right
Yeast protein
substitute?
is also popping up.
Yeah, and they could probably substitute like
yeah, they
the
can, they can.
entire.
The taste factor is there. So yeast and plant won't taste as good as whey. You can argue that whey also doesn't taste that great, but nowadays most companies are getting it right. So, but the texture and the taste is something that yeast and plant protein they will always lack when you compare that with whey. Now, there's another thing: the amount of essential amino acids. The more so every protein is made up of amino acid. Whey is popular because its essential amino acid amount is higher. The essential amino acids are amino acids 9 in total that your body needs to consume through diet, and whey is really high in them. Compared to whey, plant is less. Yeast, depending on the species and how it is made, it can be on par at whey. Not exactly as whey, but on roughly there. And plant brands add externally the amino acid. So they also come close to the whey protein powder essential amino acid content. So people can switch, and plant and yeast, the beneficiary here is someone who is very tight on a budget. So if I have to give you numbers, raw whey versus raw plant is almost a 200% difference, or
Oh,
even more if you take isolate into the mix. So as Sumit mentioned that raw whey concentrate used to cost 2200 and 1400. That was because raw whey protein concentrate in 2023 was roughly 800 to 1000 rupees per kg. Of course, this will vary depending on what your order quantity and the country and the company, but around 100 rupees approximately in 2023. The same raw whey protein concentrate, even if the company is the same, that protein concentrate today is around 2500 to 3000 rupees.
okay.
So that is just concentrate. Isolate is even more expensive. So if you want to get raw whey protein isolate imported on a kg basis, it can vary anywhere between 3,300, 400 to 4,000 also. And that is the raw. You need for you to get a flavored whey, you need to add flavor like cocoa powder, sweetener, then mix it up, then blend it, then test it, warehousing cost, packaging cost. So
So so the playbook to make money as a protein company in this industry, as you said, whey protein itself is a kind of a low margin product, and because of these, your input prices are also getting higher. So obviously your margins are again shrinked when it was already operating at a low margin. So I think the playbook for making profit in this industry for companies is probably use whey protein as distribution and launch other things around it which have
yeah,
higher margin,
correct.
and those things
So
will
whey,
be making money for you, and this is the thing which will build trust, because now India trusts whey protein, right? And I don't think so like 4 5 years ago this used to be a big issue, like whatever they are claiming on the packet and how much protein they are getting in one scoop. Some company used to promise 25 gram. They were delivering 12 odd gram. I don't want to name the company, but this used to be a very normal thing earlier. I think people are aware at the moment. So companies can't really make money in that way, because if people again find out somebody is just tempering things, it will anyways just just kill their business, right? So that book is done. That I would say it was more of a crime actually. So that criminal book of profitability is gone.
Yeah. Right now, whey protein, almost all companies are doing a good job when you come to the protein content and label everything. So if I have to say it, like whey protein is a brand building thing. Even other forms, any protein powder is a low margin business. Whether that be plant, yeast, or whey. So they are used as a brand building, uh, like the
Distribution.
first, like a distribution thing. Yeah. So you create the name using the powder, and then you sell products around it, which will actually help make you money. So protein bars, uh, multivitamins, then individual vitamins and minerals, and
Right. Other supplements.
yeah,
And
yeah,
all other value added, like.
yeah.
So even don't you think new entrants could be like traditional milk manufacturers or producers entering into these to actually expand and kind of disrupt the market, like probably Parag Milks of the world, Amul
There
is
is
doing it.
there is scope, but again, in India, the problem is the cheese market isn't really big.
Right.
So you'll actually have more cheese and less whey when you try to make whey. So plus the capex, this is just a rough number, but the capex is approximately 100 to 150 crore for one whey manufacturing facility. And to spend
Okay.
that much, and the profit margin is very low in whey manufacturing. Plus, you're not sure if the cheese that will be produced, who's gonna take Indian made cheese at that scale from a new
Yeah.
brand. So there are multiple challenges that way. Unless we figure out a way to get, so there is something called as cold processed whey, which is not very popular, where there is a way to bypass cheese production, but again the milk cost is really high. So the actual product cost will be really high.
Okay.
So, but that's the big challenge. I think capex and
fine,
technology is a
fine.
big challenge.
And I think trust also, like you said, the
Yeah, I mean
key point here.
that is it.
Cool.
Everything in India, but
Cool. I think we are getting some questions.
Yes, I think
Hi,
you're
Tejas,
in hot demand. We have a lot of protein related questions.
yeah, we got some questions for you, so I will be reading them for
yeah.
you. So we got question from non-civil servant, interesting username. How can we believe what's inside package? Like they say this 70% ISO, 30% concentrated protein. How can any company ensure this?
So basically, it's a rough approximate, right? So what happens is we also make these blends of
I
isolates
think there is
concentrate.
some
Is is that at my end?
No, it's Sumit's
there
and
is some connectivity issue.
Okay. Uh,
so I think Tejas, we can take it ahead. So it's just simple, right? How can a company ensure what is inside the package is
yeah.
70%
So
ISO, 30% corn protein?
yeah. So it's roughly that when you make a 1 kg pack, it's a blending process, right? You have to mix the isolate raw material, concentrate raw material, and add flavoring on top of that. So basically, it's up to the brand. Like it's impossible to get the accurate number. Even in those cases, there will be a marginal difference of 5 to 10%. Then you add flavor on top of it. Then moisture also will play a role in the exact content. But again, no way to exactly verify. But if you are adding a lot of isolate and very less concentrate, then so 70/30 in this case, the final product should have less lactose.
Okay.
So that is the only way to verify. It's, if you are lactose intolerant, I mean, still it will have enough lactose to cause you issues, but still,
Fair.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only. It's not a complete. There's no foolproof thing to actually verify, unless you actually. I mean, you have to really do a very expensive test, which is not available in India. So you have to go
And
through.
also low profit margin anyway, so it doesn't make sense to do it.
Yeah, and for that, I mean, right now it's doesn't make sense to claim more isolate and add less content because people will then expect more protein percentage,
Right.
which is expensive for the brand. So brands are better off telling the right thing here.
Hmm.
Right.
Sorry, I just had lag. But anyways, I will read one more question. Like, if raw whey prices decline in the future, will industry reduce their product prices accordingly, or will it be operating like how Indian government operates with oil? Crude oil
Uh,
dips, but there is no such relief in oil. So how industry gonna take this, or will it be happening for the first time?
right now, it looks difficult that raw whey prices will come down with what things are the way things are playing out. So unless yeast and plant protein demand rises really high, where it cuts down whey demand, it's all demand supply thing, right? So as only way for price to come down is either the demand decreases in India or the raw protein supply increases. The supply
Hmm.
increase will take time,
Hmm.
but the demand in India, whether plant or yeast will surpass whey, that's the question. But for hypothetically speaking, let's say raw whey protein prices come down, then if one brand reduces, other brands will also have to reduce. So that's
Hmm.
the playbook. So it's simple as that. And brands don't look at whey as a big profitable thing anyway. So basically, they just use whey as a method or use whey as a way to get names, and then they other market other products around it to actually get a certain revenue or valuation.
Fine. And
We have, I
one
think, one question from.
one very important question, like how can someone trust any new brand? Like I think your company is fairly new,
Yeah,
so how tough it is to build trust among the when you are acquiring customers in this
very
space,
very tough, very tough.
and how do you
So
tackle that?
I mean, with time, with reviews, feedback, being transparent with your information, and I mean, see, right now with food product, there's the thing that there is going to be a variation in every batch. What you have to do is be transparent about the if there's a variation, you tell them. So whatever information you have, you just tell it to the customer. That is how we build trust. Be scientific, inform the customer, tell them everything that is going on, and I think that is the best way to gain trust. That is my point of view. It can be different. I'm not a marketing person, but I mean, it's difficult. So when it comes to whey, you will get questions like kidney kharab hota hai kya, liver kharab hota hai kya. When you go to a bakery or any restaurant or any bar, has anyone asked कि यार liver kharab hota hai, kidney kharab hota hai kya? They don't ask. So this is a special
Yeah.
industry in that term.
Right. There we say, repeat the order. And here, in taking the first order, it's like doubts and all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
very
again, it's
difficult.
fairly young in India, but still brilliant growth, I think, in last 5 odd years. And
Yeah.
uh, so, okay, so I think we have covered up all questions from audience, but that's just my question to you. Like now, any whey protein costs more than 3,500, I think 30, you can say scoops or something. What are things that people can take other than whey protein to, fulfill their protein requirement,
Yeah.
which is easily available? Uh, or they can plan smartly, like what are those things?
Being a person who sells whey protein, I'll have to tell you that you don't need whey to complete your protein intake. So
Mhm.
when we talk, I just want to make that clear that whey protein is not a necessity. It's a
Right.
convenience thing. It's a
It's a
convenience thing.
supplement. It's
It's a supplement.
addition.
Yeah, yeah. So it helps you complete your protein intake. Now, busy people, they can't plan their diet. They don't get time to properly manage it. But if you truly sit and manage, you can actually complete your protein intake. And the only advantage of whey protein is it's high protein and has less calories. So that is the advantage. So calorie count,
Hmm.
that is also important health metric. How many calories are you consuming for that much protein? So for someone who's trying to complete his protein intake, there are other questions that you need to ask. Can you digest milk?
Right.
Do you eat eggs? How is your, so for something, for meat eaters especially, how is their cholesterol? How are their cholesterol levels? Or do they eat meat in the first place? And then you have to ask questions around how many calories are you going to consume? What are your activity levels like? So if we keep all those questions in, then we can make. So everyone expects me to give the answer to in a superlative manner that okay, you eat this, you'll complete your protein intake. But there are many other questions in nutrition. Nutrition that is very complex. So just to keep it very simple, if you have few eggs, you manage your tofu, lentils, legumes, dal, different types of dals. Have another dairy product like curd or yogurt, and then at in the evening you also plan a few more egg whites. Now I'm keeping egg whites here, not whole eggs, because some may have issues with
Right.
cholesterol or have something. So just having egg whites here. And then at night again you repeat dal, legumes. So there can be tofu alongside the dal rice thing. There can be paneer or low fat paneer. There can be Greek yogurt. And if someone eats meat, they can add meat on top. And this is how they can complete their protein intake. So each meal has to be planned. Some protein in each meal. That's it. As simple as that. Now whey protein comes into the picture when you're not able to have the dal rice plus tofu consistently, or your meal planning isn't as great. So you can just have dal rice. You can't have the high protein Greek yogurt, or you can't have the tofu or eggs there. You add one scoop whey.
So
And
it's just not about consuming when it's written this thing contain 20-gram protein. It's about consuming those items which are lean source of protein,
yes,
like
yes,
the weightage of protein is higher in those
yeah,
things, and that's why whey protein stands out as supplement, because it is one of the leanest.
yes,
But there are, as you mentioned, certain items, these products also fit into this requirement, right?
100%,
Which
100%.
will be relatively leaner than any other, because I am done with this thing. Peanuts are a very high calorie food, and now it sells as a protein kind of food, but it also contains a lot of fat, right? The same thing with, you can say, buffalo milk or full cream milk. So yeah, that's right. That's one thing which everybody needs to be aware of, because companies can do such kind of marketing, right? It contains protein, and they are not lying, but does it contain lean source of protein? That's the question, which you
Yeah.
just answered. Yeah.
Everyone can include some part of it, right? It again depends ki what is your overall diet, like कितने दिन में calories आप allocate करते हो, and if it's high protein, okay, बाकी क्या चीज़ है उसमें, सोडियम
Hmm.
कितना है, फैट कितना है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट
Right,
कितना
right.
है. If someone's very active, he's like doing a marathon, he's training for marathon, also works out in the gym, very active, when the calorie count is higher, there is more freedom or more flexibility to eat a lot of food. So it becomes even easier to complete the protein intake. So whey protein stands out because basically it's just filtered milk powder, if I have to make it very simple. तो उसमें ना
Y-
इतना फैट, बहुत माइन्यूट फैट होता है, माइन्यूट कार्ब होता है, सोडियम बहुत कम होता है, डाइटरी कोलेस्ट्रॉल भी बहुत कम होता है. So dietary cholesterol is not a problem for most people, but that is a topic for a different day.
Fair enough.
I,
Fair enough. I
I
think.
think I think the real trend is because I think of the vegetarians in India, especially. Like I don't know how many people eat tofu, right, daily. So for them, it's like a life changing thing to reach their daily targets of
Yeah.
protein.
तो टोफू इज जस्ट वन थिंग. अगेन टोफू बहुत लोगों को पसंद भी नहीं आता, तो पनीर खा सकते हैं. हाई प्रोटीन पनीर है, स्किम, आई थिंक लो फैट हाई प्रोटीन पनीर भी मिलता है, दैट्स आल्सो ग्रेट ऑप्शन. बट उसमें भी लैक्टोज जिनको नहीं मतलब डाइजेस्ट होता, फॉर देम इट्स एन इशू. दे कैन बी
Yeah.
प्लांट एंड ईस्ट प्रोटीन आल्सो.
Right. Right. And that's why I said I was shocked. Like Dhanesh experienced this with me. Like whenever I have food at hotels and all, like milk is major part of it, and it's normal here. Like to consume, 1 liter milk in Haryana, it's pretty normal. Honestly, I'm 27 and I still drink 1 liter milk on daily basis. Okay, but then he told me, like that's not normal. People in Mumbai or other states drink just 200 ml glass or something. That's all. And we have this tendency, like, what are you even saying? But then I saw the data, and it's true. Like, so many states of India are not able to, like, people in so many states of India are not able to digest milk very easily. It's just a privilege which comes from Haryana, Punjab, or some portion of Rajasthan, probably UP. So yeah, that's one of the case, and I think in that case, whey protein helps probably.
Whey protein also has lactose, so it's less in lactose. So there's isolate and concentrate. So isolate has zero lactose, so that is why it's very popular nowadays. That it's lactose free. In you can actually increase your capacity to digest lactose, but it has to be done well, planned well, and but again, you're right. Many people in India don't drink a lot of milk, and there's a business idea here for those listening. I think they can look into this. Lactate or lactase enzymes are going to be popular, is my guess, in India. Especially those who listen to it might be interested.
Right.
Fine. So, just got one final marketing suggestion for you from the comments, that you should try to offer special discount to participants in these activities which are going on these days, like Hyrox or Marathon. They are your ideal target audience, especially in tier 1 cities. If they like your product, that will be big win for you. So yeah,
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. I'll look into it.
cool. We got one more question. Can we take 2 scoop daily for average person? Just a quick answer on this.
Yeah, they can. No, not a problem.
Fine. All right, Tejas, it was nice interacting with you. Anything else you would like to add? We got to know a lot about diet and
Yeah,
all.
it was super insightful, I think, for everyone. And
Yes.
So
So
thank you.
thank you so much. And I think the trend is great. Health maxing, getting information about health and working on it, and people buying things around that can make them healthy is great. But also know that follow the basics. That's my end message. Workout, good nutrition, and sleep. बाकी supplements तो last 10% का खेल है. 90% is
Hmm.
your sleep, nutrition, and exercise.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that's
Fair
really,
enough.
really solid advice. Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much, and
Thank you.
for joining
Thank
and
you.
explaining all the basics, and all the best for
Thank you.
TEKK, which you are trying
Thank
to
you.
build.
Thank you so much.
See ya.
Thank you, Tejas.
Cool.
So
It was
Sumit,
interesting.
that was amazing.
Yeah, we are just not doing bull run in markets. I mean, I would say in USA there is one more, as they just mentioned, that even whey protein bull market is going on in USA also. We just don't see similar to Nasdaq, or it just does not have charts. It comes from insiders, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Okay,
I think now
let's
we should cover again one more hot topic for the
story.
year. I think probably the trend that is going on.
It's gonna repeat multiple times probably. Cool. I know we covered this story earlier, but we in first episode, but we had to cover it again because this week IT stocks again dived. So just to explain you, Infosys actually slipped in 3 digits. It was available somewhere around 980 in the middle of the week. However, they had certain pullbacks. I think in last 2 days, but the problem is still there. Like people are still trying to find bottom, and what they are getting is just another stop loss. And I believe at this point investors are just too desperate to call the bottom. Like they just want to say, I told you so after 3 years, if it works out in their favor, while so many sectors are actually making money. I mean, I don't want to recommend, but if you see defense or pharma sectors in last 3 odd months, they have made money for um, investors of these sectors. But people are just too rigid or desperate to make money from these set of stocks. I don't know why this happens.
So like they say, right? Whenever people are searching for bottoms, means it's the perfect case of a downtrend, right? Like in an uptrend, everyone says, "Abhi top ban gaya." Like now this is the top. It's a clear structural downtrend or a bear market when everyone's just finding the next bottom, right? And the small bounce came actually because HCL Tech acquired some AI company and they gave guidance that next year is going to be a record year. And by one company having a positive outcome, like based on AI and all, the impact was so good, and everyone rushed to the bus. Now IT is done, but I think people forget there are two types of correction, right? Price correction and time correction. Even if the price may have bottomed here, there is the time period, the time correction part is maybe not done yet.
Yeah,
50% fall will not be recovered very easily in these large caps.
yeah, like Infosys was trading at 2000, and it came all the way down to 1000 rupee at the moment, so 50% drop. And I mean, what's the point of saying this? Like when Infosys was at 1700, it must had a pullback there. I don't know, 5% odd. So you were buying at 1700 and you were calling it this is the bottom. Then again doing the same act at 1500. Now again doing it at 1300, and now doing the same thing at 1000. And now it bounces 5%, and now you're dancing like we just won the game. Well, just to explain this to people who are not really good with maths, if you have 100 rupees and you lose 50 rupee, so you lose 50%. To get back to 100 again, you need to make 100% gain. So it's just not like if you lose 50%, you make 50%, and that will be loss recovered. So that's how tough it is. And I don't know, I mean, people have a lot of strategy, they just like buying dip, but I don't buy these kind of strategy for sure. You buy dips in basket of a bunch of sectors, you just don't buy in one sector. I mean, it becomes a very high risk, high reward kind of strategy. I wouldn't even say strategy, it's more of a gambling kind of thing.
And like, right, stock prices are a derivative of earnings, right? Everyone says what drives the stock price? It's earnings, earnings, earnings. And if you see IT, these large cap IT stocks, especially Infosys, TCS, and Wipros, have a CAGR of profit growth of around just 7 to 8%, right? And what are the odds of it crossing that earnings growth for the next 5 years? We don't know. So that is why the narrative of saying the bottom is here just because the price has bounced is flawed in a way. And I think finally in Indian markets now we can divide IT into more than one segment, which is one is this large cap IT with the narrative of fighting AI, the giants, which is TCS, Infosys, Wipro. And then you have some kind of SaaS players like RateGain, Saskin, which are hitting new highs in this market as well. Like car trade is there. So we cannot, just say ki IT is doing bad, because the other stocks have been performing pretty well, because I think the narratives have changed and the way the sector is going to go forward has changed.
Right. And I think, as you mentioned, these small cap names, I'm not really tracking specific kind of businesses, but I think there is one mid cap or large cap name, which is your OFSS, I think, Oracle Financial Services.
Yes.
It also is part of Nifty IT index. This company is trading close to 10,000 or something, and it used to trade at 7,000, I think, 3-4 months ago. They are just doing something unique. I don't know what they are doing, but this is probably the only company in IT index which has the largest companies of IT sector in India, which is trading around new all-time highs.
And
So,
for that example I was giving, RateGain is like India's largest travel and hospitality SaaS company. So it's like it does the rate intelligence, distribution tech for these hotels, airlines, and OTAs. That company is up 90% in a year, while the IT index is down. And
so it becomes a very niche kind of thing.
yeah, so like
right?
the new trend, what I am thinking at in IT is that companies that have one sector or one particular segment focus with AI integrated in them, where the productivity per employee increases, which leads in better margins and earnings, which results in better stock price. So this could be the new age IT play that is there.
But we wish all the best. I mean, people who are just buying these dips, we would like to see these stocks at new highs. It doesn't matter whether we make money out of it or not, but we're definitely wishing all the best to I would say there's a thin line between being courageous and being stupid or foolish, right? So let's see, I mean, whether these guys will end up being foolish, or maybe they will be saying, I told you so, to buy the dip, when Infosys will be trading at 3,000 if it ever trades. Or let's see, what so many people are saying, it will trade at 500. So then that thin line become foolish. And yeah, so this portion I want to highlight. So even if you're not direct investor of IT sector, but there is a trend, right? Everybody just invests in index funds because Warren Buffett made it cool. Then stories, 10,000 SIP, for 30 years. So just buy the index fund. So by index, I mean Nifty 50 here. So you just need to see how Nifty 50 is, made up of multiple sectors. So like we have banks in it. Although we say it's a very diversified kind of index, you just have exposure to everything. But let's break it down. Banks are there. It holds 20% weightage. So what does it mean? Let's assume you invest 1,000 rupee in any ETF or index fund. 200 rupees goes into banks. So that's your banking exposure. Now we have IT companies also, which are TCS, Infosys, and some more. It also got 9% exposure. It used to be a little higher. It just came down. So even if you're not directly involved in IT companies, you're not holding directly in your demat, you're still having exposure via index fund. And that's probably one of the reasons why Nifty is struggling. I think it's 8% away from all-time highs.
Yes.
While all-time highs was 8% away. And Nifty small cap indices, the other ones, Nifty small cap 50, 100, 250, these indices are just 3-4% away, and mid cap Nifty has already been trading at new all-time highs. So this could be one of the reasons. These two sectors holds 30% weight, and they have been underperforming for a while. Whether it's your HDFC Bank or other Kotak, ICICI, and all. So that's the dead asset we are holding in the name of index fund.
Interesting. So we should not buy when there's blood on the street, basically.
Yeah, but at the moment, everyone is buying directly or indirectly. Let's see. I mean, if you're an index investor, you don't need to really worry about. We are not trying to scare you. The thing with index is it reshuffle its sector or the stocks. So from here on, let's assume IT sector does not exist, or it will not perform well. So the creator of index NSE will trim its weightage. So you will be having less impact from these sectors. But the problem is at the moment these guys are holding 30% weight, the banks and ITs, and they haven't performed. And yeah, that's it. And we would like to see some questions around this also, or any feedback from your end. We have crossed 300 viewers in 1 hour. That's a nice number. On a day, or I would say on a night, when Vaibhav Suryavanshi made debut for India at the age of 15, I believe he just broke Sachin Tendulkar record. So on that night, people are watching us. That's nice. Thank you very much for tuning in. Cool. I don't think so we have any questions around it. So fine, or we will take it anyways. I mean, you can push questions. There is no such issue.
Yeah,
we will take it.
So we'll again go to our special segments like every week we have. This time we have the new number.
Yeah, so what's happening here?
So 214 may sound like a very common number, right? There must be no specific reason behind it, but that number is the current ARPU, which is ARPU, that is the average revenue per user of Jio. 10 years ago, Jio gave India the internet for free. Today,
Right.
It is taking 214 rupees a month out of every user. And trust me, it's just getting started. In the latest TRHP, which Jio platforms filed, it estimated the ARPU to be 326 per month by FY31. So that's a 50% rise that it's expecting.
That's a big claim, and they started from zero. Actually, they started from zero and they crashed the ARPU of entire industry.
Right.
Like when those big giants used to be there. So yeah, they crashed it for everyone. Or you can say nobody was going to other players who are taking money for internet when Jio is delivering for free, right, to everyone. So that's been the case.
And
yeah, and
we
now
have
there are just three
basically
players.
just three players. Yeah. So I have a question for you. Since how many years are you using your current mobile number?
I got it in 2015, I think. 2015,
So
yeah.
that's 11 years.
11 years.
And just imagine 200 rupees per month, just 200 rupees per month.
Mm-hmm.
How much you must be paying in the 10 years and how sticky the telecom business is in India.
I mean, we wouldn't say, like, sticky is understatement here. It's more of a lifeline. It's more of a oxygen in this times, actually. Uh, yeah, you can say 10 years, 200. And one more thing, 200 is right now. Earlier, we used to pay a lot more or consume less probably because we could not afford, internet.
Right. And now I think telecom service in India is the cheapest in like the major economies. Like it's around just 10% of what people pay in United States of America and UK. So that is the impact that Geo had here. And they knew that the business is very sticky and they're going to come back, acquire customers, and then raise the prices.
So we can clearly make a statement after this geo revolution. India is a poor GDP per capita country, but rich GB per capita country. I mean,
Right.
everybody is consuming a lot of GBs, right? So you can see. So let's go through this table. You can see Vodafone Idea is still there, still breathing somehow. They got less number of customers. You can see this ARPU of Airtel is 257. That's a lot higher than Jio actually. While in Vodafone Idea case, it's just 174. And I don't know who use Vodafone Idea. Maybe tier 2 people, or
So
maybe.
no, I'll tell you. I know the answer to Vodafone Idea. So Vodafone Idea is working in the metro of Mumbai. So the Mumbai Metro Aqua Line, Vodafone Idea works in the metro, but it doesn't work outside. So that is why the users are using Vodafone mainly in Mumbai.
So you are telling me people who travel in metro are carrying some additional SIM or what? Because Mumbai is a city which never sleeps. So I mean, in Delhi metro, internet does not work when it passes through tunnels or such location, and we are fine with it. That's fine. But because you have spirit of Mumbai, right? So are you carrying extra Vodafone Idea SIM just for this purpose?
No, I think it's just the people like who have Vodafone. The Aqua Line that was just made did not have network, and they are just installing a network signal for all the three companies. But Vodafone Idea was the first one to do it, and everyone was joking that Vodafone Idea has network coverage in metro, but it does not have network coverage outside metro.
So can we say they are focusing on the wrong things?
I think they're focusing on the right things because they got a lot of marketing because of that. That metro network is there.
Fair enough. But
So
at the
I
moment,
think
their share is 12%.
yeah. So the telecom industry is not just based on consumers. Actually, it is a combination of consumers, the number of consumers that are there, that is the customers, and the ARPU, which is the average revenue per user. So Jio celebrating, that we have the most consumers, most active paying subscribers, and we are beating Airtel in additions year on year or month on month, is only half the picture because ARPU is the most important number in telecom because the revenue is basically the ARPU into the number of users. So you can either have one higher and compensate for the other, which is exactly what Airtel is doing by having lower customers, like you can see, than Jio, but a higher ARPU because they are focused more on enterprise and more bundling where people are using Airtel Wi-Fi's and this priority 5G for postpaid and targeting a more niche audience for high pay and lower data consumption.
And like one more thing is there, just to explain, like we are discussing this ARPU thing. just to explain what's ARPU, it's how much your like average revenue from one user. That's the ARPU figure, just to make it clear to everyone. So this is the metric, and then you multiply it by, as Dhanesh mentioned, like number of users, and that's how you get total revenue. So it's not a very scientific term. It's more of a
Yeah. So I think we have a better
simple
visual
number.
to understand it. So this is the actual visual to understand the industry, where you can see the size of the bubble is the number of customers that each company has,
Mm-hmm.
and the vertical line is the ARPU. So you can see Geo may have the highest number of customers, but the ARPU is less and the data consumed is most by them.
Hmm.
But Airtel monetizes the users the right way, where it
Right.
actually has a stronger pricing power.
So Airtel is that kind of animal, or Airtel is the cameraman of industry. Have you heard of that meme? Cameraman never dies. You know, they survived a tough phase where so many companies went bankrupt, and this cameraman somehow survived, and now they are offering, as you mentioned, bundles of services, or some ways they are able to make what 43 some 20% higher ARPU than your Geo. So yeah, Airtel
But
is
like that's why I said like ARPU is very important, because you can see in the case of Vodafone Idea, a telco can add crores of users and still bleed, right? If each is paying so little, like you see the ARPU, the gap between Vodafone, Geo, and Airtel. Vodafone's not even at 200, and Geo is expected to reach 300 by FY 31. So Vodafone is under pressure, but you can see that Airtel and Geo duopoly is actually making a lot of money.
fair enough, and I just want to see the axis here, like data consumed per user GB per month. So in Geo case, it's 42 GB. So per month, that's like 30 days. I think they do 28 days per month or whatever. Telecom
28 days.
company. Yeah, so that's 1.5 GB per day. And I can clearly recall this used to cost 200 rupees for per month 10 years
Right,
ago.
right.
Right now we are consuming so many shorts, reels. You are watching this live stream also. I mean, in 2016 you wouldn't have been here because it would have cost you 3,000, maybe 4,000 rupees. But we got certain queries and feedback from audience. Let's see. So Rajesh is saying there is no escape, sub OTB based ho gaya hai. So I think it's more of a, he's right. I would say OTB based in the sense ki it's more of a, you are buying subscription of everything these days. I think that's the point he wants to make, whether it's your Amazon Prime or Netflix, or it's more of a subscription based economy. And we also got one more feedback here, comment here, that Geo is backed by US based VCs, and they are the actual reason Geo delayed the IPO filings. Those VCs wanted better ROI for Geo investment.
But
Fine, but
ROI
those
will
guys,
be, but they are not selling any of the shares, right? So I don't know if that is that accurate, because there's 100%
but
fresh issue and no OFS.
but there are various ways to look at ROI. Maybe Manas is saying that it's just not monetary ROI. You can control, world
Yeah.
highest country with the largest population in India. That's itself is a ROI. I think there was some thing which went viral in 2016, some Cambridge Analytica scandal or something that
Yeah.
influence people
Yes.
to vote in certain favor, right, on social media. That's more of a like controlling people, right? So when you have such large user base and you have some ill kind of intention, you can actually control a lot of people in India by such, and that could be good ROI for deep state, as they say, if it exists. Right.
So do you use Geo, Vodafone, or Airtel?
I'm Airtel users, and I use Airtel at the moment. I did special recharge for this with Airtel, contributing 49 rupees to Airtel revenue.
So do we take the next story now? I think we have covered Geo and Airtel very comprehensively.
Right, let's move on to the next topic. Fine. Yeah.
In the year where everyone in US bet the entire life savings and became millionaires on AI, which was the best performing bet in India?
Cupid. And yeah,
What does
it's
Cupid do?
and it's not a AI company, but yes, this has been the company which has delivered with just retired shareholders, right? And even right now, it's up. I think I saw it 20 in last 30 odd trading days. It's up for 27 or 28 trading days. It is moving at such pace. And how do we explain this?
So
Cupid
I
is a
think I have
quantum
a theory.
company.
I have a theory for this. Whenever I see
Mhm.
Cupid and I think और कितना ऊपर जाएगा, it shoots up another 20%.
Right. And it has a tendency to drop 20% on a single day. I mean, I have seen this accident happening. But just to explain what this company is doing, I will just get some information. So, Cupid is a, just allow me a second.
Is a
Yeah,
actually
a
based out
sexual
of
wellness
Nashik. Yeah.
company, and they manufacturing, like they have manufacturing facility for, uh, making products around, you can say, sexual awareness, or you can say condoms or some other items which are related to this industry. And I think they export a lot of these things probably, uh, because I don't see their brandings in pharmacy stores or any hospitals or anywhere, or
So
even some ad
they are a
boards or.
B2B. They were focused more on B2B growth, where they were
Mhm.
providing a B2B supply and not the direct B2C finished product with the branding. Because they were the first in India and second in the world to get few qualifications for female condoms and other products, where they were the only ones allowed to supply them to the B2C companies.
So they don't sell from their brand or what?
No. So they now, after what happened, a very key thing that happened in 2023 that made the share price go 65x in less than 2.5 years, they did not have their own brand before that.
Fine. And now because it is gaining attraction, so
So
yeah.
the entire thesis here was, if you see the chart that is there, Cupid was stagnant for 8 years. Till September 2023, the returns were almost zero for 8
Hmm.
years. Then everyone thinks, right, what happened here that it caused this explosion? So it was a decent business back then. The founders were good. But in 2023, Aditya Kumar Halvasia, the Halvasia group, bought a controlling stake of about 42 to 46% and became a new promoter of this business. So there was a
Hmm.
management change.
Hmm.
And what this management got was new new energy, and that made it go from this B2B business that I was mentioning and exporting all the products to launching the FMCG push, like FMCG products, and pushed it across India. And now they are actually in more than 1.2 lakh stores in India.
Okay. So now it's a consumer kind of company also, just not
And they
enterprise
have
or
also
B2B.
expanded the product ranges and gone into more into the sexual wellness range. And the FMCG sales have just boomed, and their manufacturing capacity is working almost at full, and PAT and sales have also gone through the roof.
I think I can see on their website, it's just not about these products. They have pregnancy reduction testing kit, some malaria testing kit, dengue testing kit. So they are also moving into this testing kit segment. These kind of I think
So
usually
that is
falls
what
into lab
new
kind of,
management does. Yeah.
right? These guys do this thing, Dr. Lal or some Vijay Diagnostic and all. So they are also doing this thing.
So like people must be asking, right? What happens when this new management thing happens? So this new management is actually also a kind of a special situation like the Vedanta demerger, where in case of these takeovers, investors get benefit where a new management which is more hungry, who can run the business more aggressively, and may have some expertise in that range, unlock the value. Because
So
companies want better promoters, and corporate governance could be an issue earlier in Cupid.
fair enough. And I'm just looking at the Cupid numbers. In March 2015, they made 11 crores. And right now they are making 142 crores in 1 year. That's their profit number, which I'm talking before tax. So that's 14x in 11 years. But stock has gone up insanely high,
60.
like 65 times in just 2.5 years. I mean, there are no recommendation from our end. We don't know whether this gonna just stay erected or what it's gonna do from here on. But exceptional gains for
And
whoever
again,
invested.
the company is also guiding for around 660 plus crores in FY26 of revenue. When you can have any guesses of what must be the revenue in FY26?
I don't know. I'm just not aware of this. What they are
It's
doing. I just
just
see the
around.
stock. It's just going up on daily basis. That's all I know.
So it is 400 crores, and they're expecting it to be 660 crores again next year. So that is some crazy bets that people are taking.
And at the moment, it's 26,000 crore worth company. So just to put some certain numbers, Cupid is 26,000 crore worth company. Gillette India is 25,000 crore worth company. Imami, which is again an FMCG brand, it's 18,000 crore worth company. And other brands like Colgate is at 55,000 crore. So yeah.
But why were you comparing them with AI companies?
Yeah, so just that's why we have added this segment in, clown move of the week. Look at the price to earning multiples of some established AI companies in AI era, like Nvidia, or we have added just 4 companies here. But even if we just bring Micron and Intel and those kind of companies, Cupid, the price to earning multiple of Cupid will still be higher than the companies which are witnessing a super cycle. Like everybody is just roaring behind AI and cheering for it. Everybody is just buying. Cupid is trading at 247 times of their earnings. Google, which virtually owns the internet, honestly, they are trading at 27 times. Nvidia, which is literally spine of AI economy, trades at 34 times, right? And Tesla is variable, kind of like they keep on doing certain high risk things. So I don't know whether their profits are down. So maybe that could be the reason why Tesla is trading at 350. But that's why we have added this in AI company, this clown move segment, because Cupid is, I mean, investors are rating it higher than AI companies on the basis of price to earning multiple.
Interesting. India's coming to the global front with expensive stocks.
So, or can we say this is our answer to challenge from AI? Like, we don't do AI and all, but yeah, we are targeting 7 billion people who will try to increase or move the human civilization forward. They will definitely need Cupid in this. Like that could be the pitch of Cupid, why they are valued at 247 times and higher than AI companies.
Let's see till when the madness goes on.
But there is one disclaimer for sure, like no recommendation on this stock. We don't know how long this company gonna behave irrationally, or whether this is a new rational manner. We don't know about it. I just know whenever I log on onto my brokerage platform, I just see the stock going up and up. That's all I know about
But
this
I think
company.
we can still take a lesson that we should actually look out for such management changes where there have been cases where massive wealth has been created because of these special takeovers and management changes. Like in Cupid was one. We had CG Power that went to almost $10 billion from zero when Murugappa Group took it over. We also had HLE Glasscoat. Then a lot of other companies where these promoters come in and completely change the trajectory of the stock because the business goes under massive changes due to the new promoter.
Well, this could be right, but the problem is on that Excel analysis, you might be seeing that growth. As I said, the Cupid profit went from what 11 crore to 142 crore in last 11 years. That's 14 times growth, 13 odd times growth in 10, 11 years. But the problem is, how do you analyze like whether stock is just trading at some irrational valuation or those? I mean, those things, because at the end of the day, you can analyze the company, but your buying and selling price gonna decide how much money you're gonna make. Because one thing I want to say, I was comparing it with Gillette and Imami, right? So Cupid is now bigger company than Gillette on market cap basis. Gillette is valued at somewhere close to 25,000 crore. Cupid is valued at 26,000 crore. And quarterly sales of Cupid is 132 crore. And Gillette still make quarterly sales of almost 800 crores. So I don't know how to explain this. Like Gillette is doing 6 times more sales than Cupid and still smaller than Cupid.
The answer is in the rate of change of sales, the growth. Look at the sales growth of Gillette and look at the sales growth of Cupid for any year or any quarter. You will get your answer.
Let's see what happens from here on.
Yeah,
I'm not the
ahead
expert.
we can't predict, but yeah.
Fair enough. Let's move on to the next segment, and we would like to hear if somebody is shareholder of Cupid and how much money they have made in this stock. All right. So the final segment, the banger segment, is a forced trade from Government of India. Yeah, that's your money, taxpayer money. Government was forced to make this investment in a telecom company, and that's not Idea. That's not your Airtel NGO. That's actually Idea. The problem is there were just two companies which were doing well, Airtel and Jio. And there is certain regulation, I think, that you cannot allow just two companies to control entire market. So government is pumping oxygen in Vodafone Idea. And at the moment, the name is Vodafone Idea, but they can actually rename it to some, Bharat Sarkar Idea or, things, because Government of India owns almost 50% of Vodafone Idea now. And it's a forced trade, as I said. They are not finding any value or those kind of things. They are being forced to invest to keep this company alive, to make sure Jio and Airtel does not control the market.
So to give some context to this, the government converted something called the AGR dues into equity stake and became Vodafone Idea's biggest shareholder. And it was almost by accident. And on paper, currently, after this bailout, on their position, they are in deep green, technically, notional gain wise.
Right. And just to get into more details, what these dues and liabilities. So as we said, it's a kind of business. It's not your software kind of business, or it's a kind of business which require a lot of investment. Whether you are setting up these networks all across, and I mean how internet works, it's a complex thing, right? It involves a lot of license and all. Then you have to establish the entire infra around it and then deliver it to user, and then you will have some hope that you will be making money out of this business. Unfortunately, Vodafone Idea was not able to make money from the user, and they had to pay some dues for that infra which they were using or some license which they obtained from the government for spectrum or bunch of other things. So they had a lot of debt or a lot of dues, you can say. Now government warned them like, you need to pay this, and Vodafone Idea told them like, it's really hard for us to pay. You can do one thing, you can take 48% stake in the company. And I think this happened probably.
And the 48% stake will not be controlling. Aditya Birla Group will keep the operational control. They will be running the company. Government is not running the company.
And that's probably the reason why I said why they haven't still renamed it to Bharat Sarkar Idea or Bharat Sarkar, So, but I think they converted these dues and liabilities at 10 rupee per share. At the moment, it's trading at somewhere around 14 to 15. So government of India is up 40%, 40 to 50% on this position. And what dues were somewhere close to 36,000 crores, right? So
yes,
you can say virtually this was a capital infused, or this was a capital, or you can say
oxygen,
this was a position.
oxygen.
Yeah. And they are up. Government of India is up 40% on this thing.
So to give some context, the dues that Sumit was talking about is called the AGR, which is the adjusted gross revenue, where these telcos, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, have to pay the Department of Telecom, the telecommunication department, where they have to pay based on the subscribers payments that we receive. And there was a debate around the definition of what AGR is. The department, which is the government, said, the AGR should include all incomes, even your interest, dividends, rents, and if you sold any tower or something, that also has to be included. But Jio, Airtel, and Vodafone said you should only count the core telecom revenue that we're receiving from the consumers and not the rest. So that was one debate that was happening, and Supreme Court ruled it against the telcos, and there was a lot of stress on Vodafone Idea to pay those AGR dues.
I have one question. Like, do you own some shares of Vodafone Idea? Vodafone Idea is like we can declare it as national value stock. Everybody owns it.
I think it has the most number of individual shareholders probably at this point.
Yeah, I just need to dig deeper into it. But I also own 250 shares of Vodafone Idea at 4 rupee. I bought it during COVID fall when I was in college. Like, that's my value investment at 4 rupees, 1,000 rupees. I haven't sold them. That's just for memory, or you can say. And at the moment, I am up. It's trading at 14 rupees or something.
So you should thank the government for infusing 37,000 crore.
Right. But on a serious note, we were earlier also discussing how Jio changed the entire thing. I would like to explain this thing in terms of profits of Vodafone Idea. So in March 2015, they made close to 5,000 crore profit before tax. In March 2016, again 4,000 crore profit. So 9,000 crores in just 2 years. Then Jio entered. In 2017, the entire year, when I say March, it's just entire year. So in the entire year, they lost 860 crores. Okay, that's fine. New player has entered. Then next year, loss of 6,500 crores. Next year, in 2019, loss of 18,000 crores. So in 2020, loss of 62,000 crores. 2021, 44,000 crore loss. 2022, 28,000 crore loss. And again, losses and losses. And at the moment, I'm able to see in last year, they made 34,000 crore profit, and it must be some settlement or something.
It's some one-time adjustment that is there.
Yeah. So that's how deadly Jio entry was for, telecom companies. So many went bankrupt. At the moment, Vodafone.
But you're forgetting the key point. It gave you a chance to enter at 4 rupees.
Right. I can brag about it on social media, maybe hiding quantities. I would just say I sold my house during COVID and invested all amount at 4 rupee. Right now, I'm, you can say, strategic shareholder of Vodafone Idea for the last 6 years. I believe in them.
But what do you think of people still buying Vodafone Idea and betting on the telco story of India? Do you think this will end up surviving because of the government, or do you think eventually it will give way?
I think there is one thing, like a company surviving and doing business is one thing. A company doing well for your portfolio is just another thing. So as we were discussing even in the last story for Cupid, like sales growth and all bunch of other things, that's fine. But let's assume the company still managed to grow from here on. But will stock price reflect that growth in your portfolio? That's a different factor. So like at the moment it's trading at 14 rupee. Let's assume it survives, but does it give you a surety that it will trade at 100 rupees someday? I don't know. It used to be Nifty 50 company in old days. At the moment, just everybody holds it and call it junk stock and all. So you don't really know. I mean, there are so many cases. Microsoft is one such company. I think in last 4 to 5 years, I saw it somewhere. I think their sales or profit has doubled. The stock price is probably flat for last 5 years, while US is witnessing the tech rally. So you never know. I mean, those two things are different, and what matters for you is not being correct on Excel sheet. What matters for you is being correct on that where you bought the stock and where you will be selling, right? So that's more important than being right on the Excel sheet. That's my point here.
Do you think in the long term the company is going to survive with Jio and Airtel growing like they are growing?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this BSNL is still alive. If you see,
right. I just wanted to say, like, if I
right?
said no, I would say MTN and BSNL both are alive. So
yeah.
it's a weird.
It's alive, and at some point it becomes a requirement of government also to keep it alive. You can ignore those things like how much loss they are making and all. That's one part. I get it. It's bad, but I've seen when I travel to Himachal, or you go to Himalayas, and there are certain areas, remote areas, where there is no such connectivity from Jio or Airtel. Some BSNL towers are there, and those towers, loss-making towers, are keeping those people alive. Else it will be disconnected from India. So some things are like you, as a government, you run to keep your people connected, or you can say like Indian Railways, right? I don't think so Indian Railways make profit, especially that general section. Despite being so crowded, it does not make money. So on ideal Excel sheet model, you should shut down Indian Railways. But if we shut down Indian Railways on weekend, what's going to happen on Monday, right? What will be the effect on economy? The amount of money you're going to save from this loss will be how many times, right? Multiple times of whatever you want to save. So that's just, I would say, a job of government at times. It looks ugly on Excel sheet or as an analyst, but it needs to be done. So I think what they are doing the same with Vodafone Idea at the moment.
Right. So I think we can take some questions, if any.
Right. So we just crossed 400 number again. That's a good number on such night, as I said, on a cricket night in India. Cricket is the biggest religion in India, so we managed to clock such number. That's impressive. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining this. At the moment, we are looking for questions on any segment, whatever we covered, or our thoughts, any feedback. Happy to answer that.
And if you have any topics you would like us to cover, or any suggestions.
Right. Because we are starting this new trend where it's just not about what we think, it's about what the people of industry thinks. Like today we covered that whey protein bull run, and we had special guest Tejas with us, and he gave us a lot of insights, and that was value adding for everyone, for us and the audience. So we will be doing this thing. So in case you have any suggestion around topics or anything,
even guest,
even guest, we are happy to take your feedback. Let's allow 40 odd seconds to the viewers so that they can put their views. This is the longest string we have ever done.
I think the protein section was superb.
Right. It's just not about money. As they say, health is wealth. So we got certain health tips also.
I think let's wrap up for today.
Cool. Fair enough. I think, yeah, no feedback as of now. We are assuming you are liking it. That's our assumption from this response. And thank you very much again for joining tonight. We will see
Thank you guys.
We will see you next weekend. In the meantime, you can follow us on X. Our handle goes with @India Money Live, because we keep on dropping what's happening around markets or whatever we are covering. We keep it updated. I mean, we keep it live. You don't really need to wait for those things. So we definitely recommend you to follow that. At the same time, we recommend you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is India Money Live again. So thank you very much. We will be joining you again next weekend. Till then, good night, goodbye.
You all can drop us any other suggestions, even on our DMs in India Money Live show. So we could also look at that and maybe have some guests that you all like to have on the show.
And we got one feedback from Raj Shekhar that it was an amazing session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for staying with us. Means a lot to us. All right, that's it. Let's wrap it. Good night, everyone. See you next weekend.
Good night.